Good morning. Hope you guys are having a good morning. It's Friday. We're about to get slammed with some snow across the country. Kids are excited, and I'm excited to be here. See where we're at. What's up, Ben? How you doing this morning? How's the weather over there with you guys? Windy and wet. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Okay. Yeah, you're like right down in the tip, huh? Pretty cool. Yeah, I bet that it can. I mean, yeah, just a tremendous amount of weather right up there. Tremendous amount. All right, let's start taking a look at what we got here. Hey, Charles, how are you this morning? All right, I'm gonna change one thing about this chart here. Nope. Trying to remain positive. you trading evals? Or what do you got going on? You guys let me know what you're up to, right? Let me know what you guys are trading. I'll help you any way that I can. So just looking at this TPO, this is yesterday's RTH session, and we are trading underneath that now, and there's a whole lot of kind of weak structure underneath us, right? We did not really put any good healthy volume in down here. At least from my standpoint. And the next healthy volume that we've got, I mean, it's, now this is kind of questionable here from December 17th. But you can see how much volume went in on the 16th. And then it gapped down, right? Gapped down, rallied back, and we've not broken above this value area from the 16th of January. So I haven't looked at the order flow yet or anything, but unless, I mean, PMIs either, I feel like it's either going to shove it down or we're going to go up from here. Either way, I think that PMI will break it out. But yeah, there's some poor structure through here. That's kind of how I'm thinking, looking at it. Strategic chart wise, we did not hold the previous day's VWAP. We got a quarterly VWAP below us. Previous day's VWAP here. And let's see. Let me go to like an let me go to a 4-hour chart real quick. $350 for longs. So you're thinking like down in here? This area, Charles? Alright, so this is a 4-hour chart. Pretty sure that this down here is a quarterly VWAP, if I remember right. What is it about 350 that's got you kind of honed in there? What kind of level are you seeing there? Some rainbows kind of jumping around. The Wednesday low volume node. Okay, let me look. Let me go to an hourly. It's jumping around too much on the 240 minute. All right, so this is an hourly. What's up, Ian? Thanks for coming up, man. Yeah, I like that there's a previous day VWAP right there. The only thing that I would say, just again, this is just kind of off the top of my head, is that, well, let me put a volume chart on here real quick. I forget that you guys can't see when I'm looking at studies because I'm not sharing the whole screen, I'm just sharing the window. Let me put volume on here. Let me get rid of that moving average because that thing looks terrible. All right, let's see. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the only thing, okay, so just the only thing that's coming to mind is that when we look at the charts, right? Like this area here, there's quite a bit of buying, and we know that because as price is falling through here, there's increased volume, right? Until it reaches kind of this point. And then as it goes up, volume tapers off. There's a fair amount of buying here. This buying looks lighter to me. The buying at this low looks lighter to me than the buying here, and definitely the buying here. And this profile, this volume profile, gosh, quit jumping around. This volume profile that's on the right is for this leg up. So you can see that the volume, right, the volume is up here right now. And it can do anything that it wants. Again, I'm kind of getting into this speculation, which I really don't like to do. I don't like to speculate about what it may or may not do. But I don't know that there's enough volume here to hold it. It may or may not. I mean, we know at some point, right? Like this whole area is going to get run through. Big Jake, hey man, thanks for the comment. I don't know if you saw my response. That's very kind of you. Again, I appreciate that. Just trying to give you guys a little different perspective. Okay, market's about to open. I'm getting sidetracked. But we'll see. You're right, Charles. That's a good point. We'll look at that area, this 350 area, and see what we get. All right, so let's take a look at our tick. Okay, so this bottom, yeah, thanks, Jake. That made my week, man, for real. So this bottom, I'm giving you guys a little more edge this morning, okay? Please treat it responsibly. This bottom chart is order flow from ES, okay? So I want to show you guys maybe a little different look this morning, and we're going to watch some order flow from ES as well, and how it kind of affects the Nasdaq. So right now you can see that we're positive on both the NQ and the ES. Again, these are 500 and tick charts, 512 tick charts, and then we have the Nasdaq tick over here on the left. So both are positive. We have news at 11:45. I'm probably not going to take a trade out of the gate. I feel like we've had a great week. We're up almost, the account balance is so $11,177. So we're over the profit target, which was, I was trying to get it to 11,100, which is the $7,600 minimum payout target, payout level, and then also that gives us a full $3,500 payout for the 300K account. So, all right. So one of the things somebody else asked me about RTH data versus ETH. I do like to see where we open at on Globex. So we're basically opening right here on Globex. So one of the things that you guys can do is, if you like to have the full session up, just, you know, you can create a study for it. I've done it different ways. Or you can just mark it, right? And we know that this line right here is basically the RTH open, right? Yeah, 9:30. So I'm going to switch the charts to RTH, but that's something that you guys can do, all right? And let's just try to get a read on the order flow here. Okay, so this is just RTH order flow. Can you see how they're both positive? Okay. So that gives us an element of confluence, right? Yeah, no trades. I don't know that it would be a good idea to enter into a trade just prior to PMI. So we can just kind of sit here and chat and observe things. This is the previous day's VWAP. It is a level that I look at. I used to put a lot more weight on it, but it's kind of like a, I don't know, 50-50 take, right? So ES order flow, look at ES order flow. Yep, tick open negative, good observation. Okay, so ES hit its neutral level. Yeah, I mean, that does matter because that's telling us that those Nasdaq stocks, right, those basket stocks, again, it just in my mind, and honestly, something that I need to work on is maybe working on refining my tick a little bit, in that, you know, you can create like a weighted tick. So companies like Amazon, Tesla, Apple have a higher weighting in your tick. I think that would be cool to play around with. I haven't done that yet. This is just the standard tick chart, kind of raw tick data. But if they're opening lower, yeah, that's telling us something. It's saying that there's some selling on the, you know, the overall market. Okay, so we're kind of hugging neutral here. This would not necessarily be a bad long, except that I don't like, see how ES is continuing to sell? Again, I'm trying to put this in the middle so you guys can, I forget that I've got the tick chart over here. There we go, that's probably a better view for you guys. Do you see how ES is continuing to sell? So what's happening is that they're, you know, the S&P is getting sold and the Nasdaq is clinging for life here. And the tick's negative. Looks like there's a lot of pressure here, right? You can see how this is getting wedged down here. But looks like there may be some order flow coming in. Want to zoom in on the tick a little bit. You guys can see the absorption, right? Happening right here. Oops, chart slid over. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you could have maybe scalped that, right? So definitely a little bit of absorption there. With the Nasdaq tick being negative and with the ES being negative, if the ES flips positive, no, it's too much selling pressure, right? So you got to, there's definitely absorption present right here, right? So that's absorption, plain as day. So somebody is buying it and caught a little pop. This is what happens when you've got this kind of misalignment, right? ES is negative, tick is negative, and we get some bullish absorption. You see that that what ends up happening is that our trade is kind of short-lived, right? The trade's kind of short-lived. There's a little positive tick divergence. Bullish absorption. It's bullish absorption because price is declining as the order flow is buying it up, right? So now if the ES can flip positive, You can see that they're still aggressively buying it. If the ES can flip positive, we do have a tick divergence here. Okay. Right, the tick is sloping up. It's got this low or this lower high here though, but price is kind of doing this thing, and our Nasdaq is diverging. If the ES flips positive, it could go up. Again, we've got news here in 5 minutes. Rather than jumping into something, I would rather wait and just try to get a nice clean order flow read, right? I'm queued up for a mini, so I'm gonna try to trade. I'm gonna trade minis this morning. So I don't want to jump in with a mini right here 5 minutes before before flash PMI. They're buying it though. That's the thing, is that any other time I would buy this. Okay, so now I'm kind of like, all right, maybe I will try to put one on, right? Let's do it. I feel good about this. Okay, so we're gonna take a risk here, live on camera. It's either gonna work out marvelously, or we're gonna crash and burn on this. But we're long one full-size contract. Ben's shaking his head right now. I can see Charles too. I can see all you guys being like, Spec, you're an idiot. But look. The tick is diverging. Our order flow held. We got order flow divergence here on the ES. Like, I don't know. I would take this any other time. Let's see. What's the worst thing that can happen? I blow out the account? I don't think so. If it doesn't go my way, I will absolutely get out. So here we are. Entering long prior to PMI. You're a degenerate. I'm not gonna say this is either gonna be brilliant, or it's gonna make me look like a goober, and you guys will never come back. I'm just trying to read the order flow, man. Like. I hope that you guys can see the divergences. Obviously, flash PMI order flow can change in an instant. So I feel like somebody that's in the know knows more than we do, and they're buying. So let's see how it works out. We're going to find out here in 10 seconds. Appears to be stuck. Buying on the ES. Nasdaq tick looking like it's wanting to pop through here. That wasn't as jumpy as I thought it was going to be. I was mentally prepared to lose $1,000 right there. And we might still. Lord willing, though, this thing will go up. I like it that they're both positive. I don't see any reason to get out of the long until the order flow really shifts negative. Getting a pullback in the tick. This is definitely not granular position sizing this morning, so please keep that in mind for anybody who's trading an eval alongside me. That's what I should have done. I should have started another eval. I'll probably wait till next week to do that. I was going to wait for the first payout, but I'll probably go ahead and start another eval, another 300K eval. Like I said, the plan is to build it up to, I mean, if we can, up to 20 accounts. The most I've had personally is 5 accounts with Apex, funded accounts at one time. And I thought the payouts were nice. So maybe we can get up 5, 10, 15, 20. So we want the tick to make a want this tick to make like a higher low here. So I like it that both NQ and ES order flow is positive. Like that's a good thing. That's definitely a bullish sign. Our tick is below 0, but we had that divergence. So I'm just kind of, I guess I'm placing my bet that with the order flow being positive and with the divergences that we saw, that they will actually rally higher. Of course, it could be one of those days where the order flow is 180 degrees out from, you know, what's actually happening. I hope that's not the case. Apparently YouTube also has like communities. So I posted just a little thank you on there this morning. Because again, I appreciate you guys, man. We were at 21 people watching yesterday, and I think I got like 9 or 10 or 12 subscribers, which again is the most I've had in one day. So just love and appreciate you guys, for real. We can get the tick in alignment here and get it above 0. This thing will grow some legs. That PMI was not nearly as violent as I thought it was going to be. I like it that our order flow is still building here. It's really going to come down to, like I said, the tick, I think. You're seeing a bullish order flow divergence, right? Both the NQ and the ES are above their 0 line. And I think that the ES going negative dipping down and having that divergence and then rallying up, I take that as you know, as a bullish sign. I think that the reason why it's kind of I'm not going to say it's struggling because like it's accumulating, is just that the tick was negative. Hey, you're welcome, Basil. Yep. You can see the upward pressure, right? And that's kind of initially what got me into this, was the divergences that were happening here and here, and this little guy here on the tick chart, right? So now our tick is popping. So I feel, see how we're starting to get, I call it laminar alignment, right? If you think about like fluid dynamics and just flow, starting to get alignment between the markets. Now, you also have to remember, right, it could reverse at any point in time, but it takes so much momentum. Guys, come on, fellas. You see it? Please tell me you see it. Should have waited, huh? All right. Good. So as long as these continue to kind of pop through these K levels and our tick stays positive, you know, we've had this divergence. We've had this divergence between tick and price, and now they're kind of in alignment with each other again. We know that we should see, right? So when this kind of bull run is over, we should see some kind of divergence at the top. So we just follow the trail, right? Put this back in the middle for you guys. And we just, you know, we stay with the momentum until the momentum changes. Get a little pullback in the tick. It's a normal, healthy thing, right? I'm gonna sell one, lock in some profit on that. We're up 1,500 bucks. Okay, so I'm watching to see the reaction here at this positive 2K level. 2K is not terribly extended from an order flow standpoint, so I don't expect it to stop and turn on a dime. We still have, you know, alignment. I would like to see the tick break its high though. Again, I'm not sure what's overhead from a TPO standpoint. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're now trading above the overnight value area. Okay, and we are back inside of yesterday's RTH range. So this area, right, this whole little zone, mark these in yellow, just so we know they are. This little this zone right here, the top of the value area from yesterday. So we're back inside of yesterday's RTH. So that's bullish to me, and we're trading above the overnight session value area in the POC, right? So this is telling me that we're hitting the previous month's VWAP, which has been passed through a couple of different times. There's a weekly VWAP up here. ES is diverging a little bit. So looking for this to break on the ES. It does, so that's bullish. Continuing to break order flow higher. Okay, looks like we're going to pass through this 2K level. Tick's bullish, looking for tick to make another high over here. We're up 1,100 on this full-size contract. Tick is diverging just a little bit. Look at that. So we need this to hold right here, right? We don't. I mean, it's not critical at this point, but we want this to hold, like this kind of momentum, upward momentum on the tick. I take this as just a pullback to zero. But there is a slight divergence there at the top. But our order flow, we still have a laminar alignment on the order flow. And actually, I should have put the volume delta on here for you guys. Let me do that real quick. And let's see if we can detect some of those pockets. Okay, so look. We talked about this yesterday, right? This delamination, right? So our trades delta is lower. So that's absorption going the other way, right? That's bearish absorption. I'm gonna go ahead and close this. I'm just gonna lock that in. All right, I'm just gonna close it. You guys should be able to see that. So that's, you know, one trade. Just reading order flow. Not worrying about highs or lows or price action patterns or any of that stuff, right? Just reading the flow. All right. Okay, so let's what's that displaying like that? Okay, things are still you can see that we're getting a little bit of a little bit of delamination between these things here. All right, Jake. Hope everything's good, man. Pick did not get quite as positive as I had hoped it would. Oh, my family is back from breakfast, guys. Let me, I'm gonna step away for just a minute and check in with them, all right? I'll be back in probably 5 minutes. All right, guys. Yep, I'm going to sign off here too, fellas. You guys can see my executions there. We held that again through PMI. So just reading the order flow. You can call it luck. Maybe there was some luck in that. I don't know. Probably could have held that entry or waited a little more patiently. You're never going to go wrong waiting for another pullback when it comes to divergences. Like, I think that this was decent. You can get kind of wrapped up. Again, like, I like horizontal levels, but at the same time, they can play tricks on you, right? Because order flow will be telling you, hey, I'm gonna rip through your little horizontal level there, but you'll doubt it because that level's there. Whereas if you just kind of, you know, go with the flow of things, you know, it works out. So I really consider that to be one trade, and we're finishing up $2,327 on one trade. We are in bullish conditions as long as, I would say, it's going to continue to go higher as long as the tick is not making new lows. There is this little divergence here, so you got to be careful of that. And there's some divergence in the order flow in that we talked about it yesterday. When these guys start to delaminate from each other, right? They're starting to spread out. When this trades delta is starting to get heavy one side or the other on your volume delta, you can see there's even a bigger gap. So the order book is a lot thicker on ES, so you're going to get some different readings. But I'm happy with that. It's Friday, weather's coming in, so I think it's appropriate for me to just go ahead and call it here, and just wish you guys an awesome day. And again, appreciate you guys being here this morning with me and for just hanging out. I hope this is helpful. Again, I appreciate the comments. Yeah. You guys let me know if you have any questions. You can leave them, leave a comment, and I'll circle back and answer it for you. And you guys can hit me up on X as well. Yeah, appreciate you guys. I'll be back next week. All right, and just so you guys know, I think this is day 6 of the funded account. So I should be able to apply for a payout next week, maybe next Wednesday or Thursday. I'll apply for it. And although I think because my highest day is like $4,200, I think I've got to get it to like 16,000 now in order to not have a 30% consistency violation with Apex. But that's just kind of in the back of my mind. Either way, on day 8, 9, or 10, I'll apply for the payout, and they're either going to give it to us or they're not. So I've had payouts denied in the past, and it's usually for accidentally hedging, which I've done. That's super annoying, or just or too much profit. So it's okay. All right, guys, enjoy yourselves wherever you guys are. I hope you guys are safe this weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, God bless you all. Take care. Go spend some time with your families, and love you guys. Yeah, appreciate you. Take care.